The war in Ukraine continues with full intensity. August 4th, 2026. 2 Russian soldiers sprinting across open ground, an FPV drone right behind them. They split in opposite directions. The operator picks one and follows. He finds a bush, uses it for cover, dodges a few passes. For a moment it looks like it might hold. A few seconds later, the drone reaches him. An ATV moving fast, the most common way to get around on this front, and the soldier on it knows what's behind him. The only option is to go faster. The problem with ATVs is the same reason Russia keeps using them. They're fast and maneuverable, but completely open. No armor, nothing between the rider and whatever's above. An FPV closing at 150 kilometers per hour doesn't give speed much room to matter. The gap closes. The drone reaches him before the distance becomes enough. A quick scan of the skies over Donetsk, a motorcyclist spotted, moving fast. The operator maneuvers immediately and closes in before the rider processes what's approaching. The drone reaches him while he's still moving. Soldiers from a nearby position rush out to help. By the time they arrive, there's nothing left to do. The age range on this front keeps widening. Another elderly soldier moving without direction. No clear objective, no unit visible nearby. A drone dispatched and closing fast. The attack comes from behind before he turns to look. He never gets the chance to see what reached him. Lone Russian soldiers moving toward Ukrainian positions from different points along the front. Each one spotted and tracked before they get anywhere close. Running, sleeping, trying to hide. What connects all of them is the state they're in. Exhausted, disoriented, some without weapons. Moving without coordination, without support, without any realistic plan for what happens when the drone finds them. Ukraine's 63rd Mechanized Brigade operators working through each one. The last thing every one of them sees is the same thing closing in. A group of Russian soldiers moves south of Pokrovsk. The building they settle into is already being watched. Ukrainian troops launch a raid on the position. Inside, they work through it one by one. Outside the building, grenades thrown in from outside. Drone operators above feeding real-time coordinates to the assault team. Every Russian position tracked and relayed as it shifts. Ukrainian soldiers working the perimeter while the view from above keeps the picture clear. The position gets taken apart from the outside. One soldier breaks out of the building and runs. The reconnaissance drone is already tracking him before he clears the door. Outside, searching for anywhere to take cover while rounds keep coming in. Nowhere to go, no support arriving. At some point, he drops flat and just lies there, looking up at the reconnaissance drone, watching him from above. He gestures toward it. What he's trying to communicate isn't clear. The drone keeps watching. He gets up and runs again, out into the open, no cover in any direction. Seconds later, a Ukrainian sniper finds him. Whatever he was trying to signal to the drone, it didn't change what was waiting. The instinct is to drop flat and stay still. If you don't move, maybe the drone won't notice. The problem is the drone already noticed. It found him before he made the decision to play dead. The position he's lying in was already logged. A soldier spotted leaving his position inside an abandoned building and stepping into an outhouse nearby, unaware of what's already closing in. An FPV carrying a high explosive payload reaches the structure while he's still inside. The explosion leaves no way out. A Ukrainian thermal FPV drone over the Sumy direction. A group of Russian soldiers caught in the open. Thermal imaging removes the advantage of darkness or camouflage. The drone moves through the group. A lone Russian soldier moving through abandoned streets in the Donetsk region, unaware of the Magyar's bird's reconnaissance drone already tracking every step. He turns and pushes into a bush. Whether he spotted the drone above or just chose the worst possible cover isn't clear. Either way, an FPV was already dispatched minutes earlier and closing in before he settles. He doesn't make it back out of the bushes before it arrives. 2 Russian soldiers running. The drone stays right behind them. Speed doesn't create enough distance. It reaches them before they find any. One of them breaks away and finds cover. The first FPV passes. A second drone closes in. That one passes too, Then a bomber drone drops a munition directly onto the position. The third attempt doesn't miss. A Ukrainian MiG-29 pilot delivering 2 AASM Hammer guided bomb strikes on Russian positions in the east. The AASM Hammer, a French-made precision munition with GPS and infrared guidance, capable of hitting targets within meters of accuracy from standoff distance. The aircraft stays well outside the threat zone while the munition closes the distance. Direct hits on the positions below. Ukrainian soldiers clearing abandoned buildings in the Kostiantynivka direction. A methodical search, checking each structure one by one. A Russian soldier found inside a house, alone. Warnings are given. He assesses his options, no support nearby, no way out, and makes the decision to surrender. Walked out, hands up, taken into custody without incident. Another prisoner added to Ukraine's exchange pool. Meanwhile, Russian state media reports victories on this same front. 2 Russian soldiers asleep in the grass. A drone finds them before they wake up. The front doesn't pause for rest. 2 Russian tanks in the southern Slobozhanska direction, a rare sight on this front. One caught inside a settlement, the other hiding in a tree line until the first hit sends it running. Heart Brigade drones chase it down before it gets far. Tanks rarely appear here anymore. When they do, this is what happens. A Russian BM-27 Uragan multiple rocket launcher intercepted by Ukraine's Lasars group, caught loaded and moving toward its firing position in the Novopavlivka direction. 2 direct strikes before it can deploy. The vehicle ignites and the ammunition starts cooking off. Rockets firing almost horizontally out of the launch tubes as the system burns, still pointing in the direction it was traveling. A weapon that was minutes away from firing on Ukrainian positions stopped before it turned around. The deeper they dig, the safer they feel. Underground shelters, fortified holes, earth piled on top, as if that changes what's tracking them from above. Ukraine's Apache unit locates the entrance anyway. An FPV drone goes directly in. The shelter that was supposed to be the safest place on this stretch of front becomes the last place they're in. A Russian position with a full spread of assets, motorcycles, cars, an artillery piece, and the infantry assigned to protect and operate all of it. The kind of setup that takes time and resources to put together. Ukraine's FADM unit, 60th Brigade, works through the entire inventory in one operation. The vehicles go first, then the artillery, then the personnel running the position. Nothing gets a chance to be used. Everything that was assembled here to sustain Russian operations in this sector gets taken off the list in a single sweep. Ukraine's Ronin unit clearing the sky over the Zaporizhzhia direction. 4 Molniya 2 strike drones and 3 Supercam reconnaissance drones intercepted in the same operation. The Molniya 2 is a fast fixed-wing kamikaze system built to hit ground targets. The Supercam is a surveillance drone used to locate Ukrainian positions and guide artillery. Taking out both in the same sweep removes Russia's ability to strike and its ability to see in this sector simultaneously. A Russian 2S-44 Hyasint-K located and struck in the Kupiansk direction, only the second confirmed destruction of this system since the full-scale invasion began. A 152mm wheeled self-propelled howitzer built on an 8x8 BAZ chassis, capable of hitting targets at up to 33 kilometers using rocket-assisted ammunition. Its wheeled platform gives it road speeds of up to 80 kilometers per hour, designed to fire and relocate before counter-battery radar can respond. A reconnaissance drone finds it before it gets the chance. 4 artillery pieces and 2 mortars taken out in the southern Slobozhanska direction. Each one was actively firing on Ukrainian positions before the Strix unit found it. Artillery is what lets Russian infantry advance with cover. Remove it and the advance loses its protection. 10 more electrical nodes struck overnight. Mariupol hit across 7 substations, a 750 kilovolt high voltage station in Donetsk Oblast, and 2 gas distribution stations in Crimea. 187 energy targets total since the operation began. The goal isn't just blackouts. Every substation gone forces Russian military systems, radar, air defense, communications, onto backup generators. Those generators run on fuel that the maritime campaign has been systematically cutting off for weeks. Take the power and the fuel simultaneously, and the military infrastructure holding occupied territory together starts operating on borrowed time. Soldiers found in outhouses, in bushes, on motorbikes, the same pattern running across every sector every single day. 183 combat engagements recorded in the last 24 hours, with 49 Russian attacks repelled in the Pokrovsk direction alone. Kupiansk, Lyman, Kostiantynivka, and Toretsk all under simultaneous pressure. As of today, day 1623 of this war, Russia's total combat losses are approaching the 1.5 million mark, with 1,240 more added in the last 24 hours. Russia captured Pokrovsk months ago and still hasn't converted that into any meaningful advance west of the city. The gains that were supposed to open new lines of advance haven't materialized. Russian forces keep pressing on every sector simultaneously, getting stopped on every sector simultaneously. The map barely moves. The cost keeps climbing. Drop a comment. How does Russia justify continuing at this pace?